Hello there, everybody. This is your favorite map, Kyiv mapping. Today, ladies and gentlemen, Kyiv, what mapping? Where is alternate future of your world, chapter 6? I have you know that I am very impatient and I want my newest part to chapter 6 now. This is where the people that have been waiting for viewer wars for about 2.5 years object and say, you don't know how it feels. So you might actually be asking, where is alternate future of your world? Because the last commentary video I did, I said it was going to be coming out today. But there's been a bit of a change of the plan, you see. You see, I've been currently working on getting myself personally organized. And I'm telling you people right now, I am almost there. It's starting to really work out. However, I need a bit more leeway time, so that alternate future of your world episode's gonna have to move a tiny bit to the Friday. I'm sorry, guys. This very likely, probably, maybe won't happen again. No, it probably won't. This was decided by my community posts. If you guys aren't in tune with my community posts, you definitely should. That's where I give a couple more frequent updates on how things are going, and I do it a bit or a lot more frequently than these videos, so make sure to check those out. Now, today we're going to be talking about a very notable YouTube feature that may or may not tie in with alternate future of your world as an essential thing to get your idea in the video. We're going to be talking about YouTube comments, ladies and gentlemen. In specific, we are going to be talking about bad comments. The spicy ones, the punch in the gut ones that you get whenever you release a new video. Spoiler alert though, I don't actually get that many negative comments. They're either very neutral, talking about the video, or random stuff, or they're positive. It's one of those four. Very, very rarely do I get a comment that goes out of their way and says, hey, wait a second, I don't like how this was done. Or they're just gonna be like, blah, 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 blah. Kyiv mapping is bad! To start us off, though, we're going to be looking at the very, very rare type of comments. The comments that are just typed out by a toddler and they literally read, you can't say that, you're a bad. And we're going to be talking about, like, obviously bad comments. Now, if you guys know me personally, you've already known I talked about this comment before. It is a very notable comment, and it lives on in my heart for the rest of the time I will be living on this planet. We're going to be talking about the comment by Aganksha Gupta, and it reads, Kyiv mapping is the worst mapping killer and very stupidity mapper ever. Lol, 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 lol. Beautiful words. Absolutely beautiful. I'm pretty sure I found this on the Random Neutronics video. This is one of the only comments that didn't actually appear on my channel. This was back when I got into a spicy drama with Neutronics mapping, and I told him that copying other mappers and ideas is bad. Despite this comment living in my heart, it still isn't the best bad comment in my opinion. That honor goes to a video on the now taken down GGG502 rant, which if you guys were wondering why I was taken down, Flem personally asked me to take it down because he doesn't really agree with what he said in the video. I personally don't mind it at all, but like half of the video was him, so it would have been, I would have been being an asshole if I said, if I didn't take it down. The comment was posted by Whoa Chill Everyone Yalag is Poop. And hold with me here. It reads, fuck you, Kyiv and Flem. You betrayed me, Flem. I thought you loved GGG502. Fuck you. Fuck you, Kyiv. Your country ball looks like shit. You poo on pajamas. Fuck you. K equals cuck. Y equals yellow. I equals insult. And V equals vagina. You There is no comment that can actually top that. Like, there's no comment in terms of ridiculousness that will ever top that. It is so bad that it embraces the wackiness of its comment. The last obviously bad comment actually comes from Alternate Future of Oceania, which is a more recent video. Now, if you've watched Alternate Future of Oceania, you should know that there's a certain scene where New Zealand refers to China as a scumbag. And this is obviously a biased opinion of New Zealand, because New Zealand, surprise, surprise, hates China. Now, I believe this comment actually comes from someone from China, so they wouldn't actually know about this. The comment is by It's Interesting, and it reads, "I am just angry that Chinese cannot use YouTube. If they do, your video will be overwhelmed with dislikes. Chinese love China, and I am Chinese." Thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. This comment I sort of shared on my Twitter, and it got a lot of likes, and I thought it was pretty funny. I still think it's pretty interesting. Just the fact that, like, literally one word of dialogue can spawn this. It's comedic. It's you're funny. You're being unironically, no, not unironically funny. You're being ironically funny because you are being dumb. Now, honestly, these don't really concern me at all. I find it more comedic just because of how dense these comments are. But one thing that sometimes does worry me a bit is when there is no negative comments. I'm particularly talking about Alternate Future of Your World here, if you guys don't know. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know about my opinion on Your World when it comes to all of my other series, but in my personal opinion, Your World is sort of a side thing. It's not really one of the main series I put my sincerest effort into. It's more of a intermission thing, as it was designed to be, and it's a lot more fun as a result. Like, I can just play around with some of the ideas you guys give me, and I can just put something out. It's not meant to be very complex or interesting. Not only that, it follows more of a time schedule, like a time crunch, because it is the one thing that does require me to be uploaded so that I can get that once a week mapping video. And as a result, it's come out with some interesting chapters, and some of which I think have some pretty big flaws in them. And it's sort of weird to have people be like, "Oh my goodness, this is so good of a series," when in reality, I don't really see it as that. It's just sort of alright. It's more of a fun thing than like a really, really well done thing. It's sort of jarring to see that no one's like complained about it, or at least up until the first 4 chapters. Now, thankfully, here we have Walrus McWave, who is here to give his opinion. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to criticize a video, this is how you should do it. I do not like this. Painting America as some sort of Superman figure isn't very great. I suggest making them act in their own interest. And I don't see why Venezuela would be invaded. The USA, if anything, should aid the rebels because of Maduro's anti-America stand. You treat countries more like humans and actual organizations with members. That's the point of mapping you're supposed to persona. Let's continue. The Romania bit would have been handled much better if they had their own civil war. If the ARU rose to power unanimously and got taken down that easily, the people of Romania wouldn't be happy. As for my suggestions and how I think the videos would become better, I think you should start thinking of the countries as more than characters. Even if you do and ignore the internal politics, please do not make this an evil empire versus all thing. With the rising anti-America native in the international community, neutral but possibly strong countries like the African and Asian countries should join the PDLA. Ladies and gentlemen, this man has a very, very good argument here. And this is sort of what I was telling myself when I was making Chapter 5. I was like, why is America invading when they can just support the rebels? Or why does the coup just happen and it just dissipates. That was sort of stuff I was telling myself. But I couldn't really think about it too much because I was like, this is more of a simple thing. It's fine. It'll leave it be. As for the America's Superman claim, I've basically planned ahead of time since like chapter 2 to 3 that eventually America's interventionalism it'll be challenged. So don't worry. There's gonna be consequences for what America's doing. Trust me. Now I've shown some very interesting comments to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Why have I been saying ladies and gentlemen a lot? I'm starting to sound like Mudahar here. But to wrap things up, I'm going to give you a personal story. Now you might be asking, out of all of these comments, which is the worst one you've gotten? The absolute worst. And I've put a good amount of thought into it because realistically, the technically negative bad comments, they're just funny. They're not bad in the slightest, and even like the constructive criticism I've got over the years, that's not bad either. It's really helped me out. The worst comment, objectively, has to be a comment that has put more of a detriment to my channel than benefited it. And I believe I do have an answer to that question. And in order to find it, we're gonna have to go to the what is mapping video. Now, if you guys go to my actual YouTube channel, it is the first video to pop up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, did I mention that you should definitely subscribe to Kyiv Mapping for the latest mapping videos? But the first thing you usually see is this video, and it's meant to be more of a explanation to what mapping is. I pretty much made it when I saw that I couldn't actually explain mapping in its fullest, like on my own, and there's all these people from my school being like, well, what is mapping? And I'm like, it is a something with a map. And they're like, well, what do you mean? And they're like, and I'm like, it's, and then I just paused because I didn't know how to explain it. So I made the video basically trying to explain the whole thing. And this fucking man, Aram fucking mapping, decides to put a very, very comedic comment on my video. And it reads out, apparently mapping is now countries on a map with balls and flags on them who sometimes have relationships, sometimes sexual. Now, the last part was obviously a joke. It was made to make fun of the fact that romance exists in mapping, and people actually defend it. Now, I don't know if this was Aram's intention, but it has actually caused more harm than good, you actual dipshit. The reason why this is the worst comment, in my opinion, it is more detrimental to my channel than any other comment, is because I had a friend, and this is where we get into the story bit. So basically, at some point, they heard about my channel, or whatever, and they asked about it. They're like, you got a YouTube channel? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I got a YouTube channel. This was probably like 2020, so I'd say around 5K. I probably had around 4 or 5K. I have 5K subscribers. They're like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. What's your YouTube channel name? And I was like, oh, okay, it's Kyiv Mapping. It's Kyiv Mapping. Feel free to search it up. It's mapping. And then I think they come back like a day later after that, and they're like, oh, I'm so confused. What is this mapping thing? Rightfully so. And I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. And then this is when I had the what is mapping video out by now. So I was like, oh, just check out that video. It explains mapping pretty in depth. And they're like, okay. And then they go back, and then they watch the video. And then they make a crucial mistake. They decide to scroll down into the comment section, and they find Aram's fucking comment! And from now on, whenever I mention my YouTube channel, they give me a weird look. And they're like, isn't that the thing where the countries have relationships and sexual relationships? And I have to be like, no, that's not what it is. It is not that. You just saw a joke comment, and this has been going on for 2 years now. Thank you a lot, Aram. I'm definitely going to kill you in Viewer Wars. I'm also going to mention here that that person I'm talking about right now is actually now the president of the school. So if you're watching this video, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So, in my opinion, this is why Aram's dumbass comment is the worst one. It is detrimental. As long as it is on there, it is going to detract viewers from the mapping community. It is actively harming it. And that's all I gotta really say for this video. I'm gonna be honest, this video is probably over, I'd say, well, last time I said the video was over 15 minutes. It was actually only around 13 minutes. So I'm just gonna say it's probably over 13 minutes now. And I think that's long enough for for a commentary video. Chapter 6 will be coming out on Friday. I'm pretty sure this was on a Neutronics video. This is probably one of the only comics that wasn't actually on my channel. But I thought it was... What the... That was so random. What the fuck?